Right, okay, so welcome to this fourth video for COMP3218, Game Design and Development at the University of Southampton. My name's Dave Millard and I'm here with...
I'm Tom Blount, I'm one of the lecturers on the course.
I'm Callum Sporthith, I'm a PhD student and I did this course previously.
Okay, so I think we've got 4 games to go through and have a look at. Tom, do you want to say a little bit about what we asked the students to do?
Yeah, so for this coursework we asked the students to... what did we ask them to do? That's right, we asked them to do a small game prototype with a central core dynamic, and we asked them to produce either a tutorial level or some other way of teaching the player how the game works.
Brilliant. Okay, so let's go and have a look at our first game. So we've asked the students to hand in a web version, which we'll try to use. So I'll full screen it if I can once it's loaded up. But this first one is called Doggo Adventure.
I already love this game from the title.
The thing is, I already have expectations for it to be incredibly wholesome.
Oh, snap.
Ah, okay.
Let's quickly reload that.
Let's just see if we can... So we did test these a while ago and they all worked, so...
I mean, we tested this right before recording, so it's broken in the span of the last 45 seconds.
It has.
There we go.
That's better.
Yes. There we go.
Alright.
So we'll try and maximise it and see how we go.
Alright. Do you want to take the wheel, Callum?
Okay, so Callum's going to drive.
Ooh. Alright.
It's very sort of Guybrush Threepwoody graphics.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Monkey Island, that's the one. Oh, there's a dog.
Oh, we've got the very small jump.
That's a very, it's more
Can
a
we-
wiggle. So I think you're trying to get home.
Yes,
I have a
but-
feeling you may have just pushed a key component of the game off the screen. That is a really slow walk.
It's a shame. He's got a very jaunty walk.
Yeah.
But he's taking his time to jauntily go where he wants to jauntily be.
Also, his footsteps are really loud compared to the music.
I'm home, but I need my dog too.
Did the dog just explode?
Keep pressing it, maybe?
No.
Oh, now you're...
I think you might need to reset it.
Okay, let's try this again. Alright. It's got a nice tone to it so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the music and the aesthetics all work nicely together.
Right. Can you summon the dog?
Oh,
I
get
see.
it.
It's toggling.
So that's not play.
Yes.
The dog can jump a lot
Oh,
higher
whoa.
than the guy.
Okay. So
Okay.
we just teleported.
Now a bit of the grind.
Well,
appears
it's
to
level
form,
2.
Yes.
So I think you need to get to the house.
I thought I'd just been to the.
Level 2.
Okay, so if you...
So why did the floor just open up if I need to get to the house?
It's level 2.
So it's a different level, but it's just... It flicked.
Now switch to your dog.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But the dog was slightly off the screen. In fairness, that might be because we full screened it.
I can easily jump this. It
By
says.
pressing. Okay.
So now you've got to push the thing over.
I think I'd like to see some notification when you enter the next level.
So this is kind of like a Two Brothers type deal. Where, alright, so...
I like the sort of speech delivery method for the tutorial.
Yeah, it's definitely teaching the various bits.
Definitely feels very slow paced.
Did you need... I suppose it was in the way.
Yeah.
It is very slow paced, isn't it? Maybe that lever does something. Come on, dog. That is a poodle that can jump 7 feet. There you
It's
go.
a smart poodle.
It feels like I shouldn't need to press E to do that. Just touching the lever should do it.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason not to. I'm really... so slow.
So, at what point does his jaunty but very slow walk become excruciatingly
It's
annoying?
already. Okay. So,
Aha.
hang on, let's just see if the dog can push the... the dog can push the guy.
Oh, okay. Can't go through you. That's interesting.
Can you push the man and in turn push the wooden block?
That's what I'm trying.
So, yeah, what's the other game?
Yes.
Thomas Was Alone, isn't it?
Very slowly, so let's
Yes.
not do that.
So it has that kind of feeling to it as well.
I don't think the guy is going to be able to get across there. So
Let's find out what happens when you die, Tom.
So now the dog jumps across and pulls the lever, presumably.
but the dog can't get over the guy.
Can the dog jump over it?
The dog's going to...
Push his master to his death.
Yeah, you can't get over.
Can you jump?
It sort of ruins the tone a little bit, people falling to their death.
That's harsh. Right, can you jump over the dog?
Nope, can't even jump, unless it's something other than W.
It looks like the man has a hitbox much higher than his
yeah, it
actual
does. You
sprite.
can see we're sort of wobbling.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
The dog definitely can't jump over him.
Unless I'm doing something quite wrong.
I reckon you might be able to jump over him, and it's just...
I think you're supposed to be able to, but I don't think... Unless it's...
Could be something as simple as the colliders aren't scaling properly.
Yeah, because you're definitely supposed to get past him as the dog. Of course, so the guy definitely has to push this over.
Yeah, I guess that out of the way. Can you go down? Can you crouch or anything like that?
Nope, don't seem to be able to.
Should we try just taking out a full screen and see if it makes a difference?
Yeah, let's try it. I don't think it will, but... Let's move the guy...
This is just so your dog doesn't automatically suicide. No, okay.
Yeah, I really can't get over that. Okay, so a little bit of an issue there.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know whether this is a case of, again, the web build being slightly different. Or maybe they just didn't test it thoroughly enough.
Yeah.
But so overall, quality-wise, what do we think?
So I mean, it. First of all, I'd say the look and feel's nice. It's kind of consistent. It all kind of works together. Music kind of adds to the atmosphere.
Yeah.
The two characters are nice and characterful. So I think the presentation's really good.
I think the controls are a bit... They need to... Yeah, that walk is too slow.
Yeah.
I like the jaunty little animation, but yeah.
Yeah, which is a shame.
And other than this slightly frustrating bug that means we're stuck on this level,
Yes.
You can't jump over that at all.
like the other puzzles seem to be sort of fine.
Yeah, and the puzzle, I like the idea. Like I said, it's that sort of Thomas Was Alone thing about you have different characters with different abilities and you can toggle between them. And that's something that's been explored in quite a few games and it's really quite an effective way of doing some interesting puzzle solving. So I think kind of the quality's not bad at all. What about the tutorial part?
Fairly simple. Yeah, there aren't a huge number of controls to explain, but that's okay. They introduce different mechanics through the level. So the guy can push down this block, the dog can get to the switches and things like that.
There is an interesting thing, isn't there, at the beginning about the control of the characters. And
That's right. It wasn't immediately obvious.
And partly I think that's because of the camera. I think if they had a camera that followed the character you were actually on, as opposed to having a static camera, I think that would help a lot.
Ooh.
But you're not getting any kind of feedback.
And so it said, "Ooh, try pressing control." So okay.
Yeah.
But there's no indication of what that does. I think you're still stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels, of course, stuck. Yeah, definitely.
That's a little bit of a shame.
So, okay, what about the core dynamic? So they said it was a core dynamic of spatial reasoning because they've got to calculate where the pairs go and how to solve the problem and all that kind of stuff. Are we kind of fairly happy with that?
That seems fairly reasonable. Yeah, it's about looking at the space and seeing which character you need to get where to sort of allow the other one to get to the end.
And indeed, how you can manoeuvre that character from one part of the level to another.
So one of the comments they make in their game notes is that this is quite close to survival, and they also said that they considered putting a timer to make it a race to the end. That's interesting because it kind of shows that perhaps they're not quite sure what they're doing with the core dynamic.
Do they say why they think it's survival?
They say that they don't think there's enough threat in the environment to warrant it being survival.
But that's not really what survival's about.
No. So I think quite a few people make this mistake that the idea of identifying the core dynamic it's not like you're trying to kind of collect things or kind of get a badge of honour. It's about saying, is your game focused? Are you focused on something? And actually, this is a quite nice focused game. It's all about the puzzle elements. It's all about the switching between the characters. You've got the movable bits, the levers, the kind of the fact one character can jump and one can't. So all of those all pull in the right direction.
Okay, should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, I think we should. So it's a bit of a shame we got any further than this, but I think we've seen the tutorial element, and quite a nice game.
So this one is the imaginatively titled 3. Oh no, Insanitary.
Ooh.
Not unsanitary. Insanitary.
I'm expecting something a bit like the Sarah cleanup detail now.
Insanitary,
Yes.
right.
Oh.
It looks like you have to play
this
2,
side.
so I guess that's going to be you two
Unless
guys.
that's...
Nope. 2 players it is.
Two players.
Alright then. Tutorial. Let's
Okay, we only have a tutorial.
Ooh, okay.
This looks interesting. Can we full
Oh
screen?
no, our parents are going to be here any second and we haven't finished tidying up. Why is there a banana on the floor? We're way too hungover for this.
Oh wow.
Okay,
See.
so you're...
I'm
So
Alright.
you're the
Press space.
cursor keys.
Player 1, pick up the banana in front of you. Righto.
F to pick it up.
And place it in
Put
the
away in the
fridge.
fridge.
This walks really slow again. Player 2, pick up the books in front of you. And I can't move while you're
Can
you're doing
Can you not move while you're moving?
no.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Before putting dirty clothes away into a cupboard, they have to be washed. I'm getting a very overcooked vibe from this.
Yes.
Both of you pick up the items of clothing on the floor and load them into the washing machine.
You need 3 items to run.
Okay, so there's...
Oh, so now you are
Okay.
being able to move it
Yeah.
together. So maybe that was a thing.
So
No, get out my way. Get out my way.
Okay.
you can see how I play Overcooked.
Yeah.
So tell me where to go.
Dirty t-shirt in the fridge
The
room.
fridge room.
Wait, hang on. Did I just put it in the fridge?
No, I was trying to.
Oh.
Right.
You didn't put it. You just dropped it.
Oh.
There
How do
we
you
go.
put it in the fridge then?
Oh,
F.
so 3 of 3 it says.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
it's
it's
3.
F for you.
So there's a little progress bar showing you how it's going. When it finishes, you have to clean wet clothes ready. You'll have clean wet clothes ready to go in the dryer.
So yeah, I'm definitely getting a bit of an overcooked vibe from this.
Mm-hmm.
But the movement feels far too... If it's going for that sort of frantic, oh, we've got to do all of this stuff before our parents get back,
Yeah.
it needs to be
Frantic.
a lot more frantic than this. I
Interestingly,
mean, it's just a tutorial, so maybe it's... But I also feel like I'm doing all the
So
work here.
take the clothes and load them in the dryer.
so interestingly, there's all of this level over here as well. And I
So
don't know if
part
that's
of
gonna
the
be...
problem there is that actually you couldn't really collaborate to pick the clothes up and get in the dryer because you just get in each other's way.
Yeah, so there's...
Mm.
I mean, maybe it's just because the tutorial's there and it's
Yeah.
they're introducing concepts slowly, but I feel like they should be more spread out.
The layout could be a lot better to
we
actually help.
And now we have to take them out and put them in the cupboard. So like this is a bit spread out.
That's a
And
bit better. So
we're
now,
going to sort
now
of
you
get
can,
in each other's way like
now you
this.
can actually do stuff.
Alright, like that.
Okay, so what am I actually
Yeah.
taking these items from? No, not that one.
From the dryer over there
So,
into the cupboard over
It
here.
is, the art style's all very Dire Straits video, isn't it?
hmm.
It's kind of
So the other thing is this might be just because it's the tutorial and they want to introduce things slowly, but this like the waiting period when we're waiting for the dryer to dry the clothes just kills the pacing.
yeah. So why even have any?
So
It's not realistic anyway. It's not realistic for the dryer to take 20 seconds. So
Everything's
why not
probably-
make it 2 seconds?
Oh,
I get too excited. That
okay.
was managing. Oh,
Managing your thirst and bladder.
This
there's
feels-
a
oh my
toilet.
god, we're playing The Sims now.
all right.
Oh my goodness! All right.
Speed bar.
Indicated above is the speed bar. I presume it's the top one because they're all above.
So, should we see what happens when we just...
If you don't drink enough water, you'll slow down. So, okay. So you've got
Okay.
like a little. So there's a little like speedometer.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, press space to continue.
That's
This
right.
is the first. Oh, the arrow's appeared. Alright. But the arrow's pointing at the wrong thing.
Yes, it looks like the UI is not quite scaled properly.
And now I'm stuck on the.
You're stuck
Oh,
on the
no,
toilet.
No, you're having a toilet.
Yeah, I know. I'm stuck. I can't
What?
stop.
Well, you can't because you're having a toilet.
Can we push you out the way?
Please don't.
Yes.
It's not a good idea.
Each time you take a drink, blah, blah, blah.
Alright.
Keep all your bars in the
So the
green zone.
toilet, you've got a toilet bar as well.
So where do I drink from?
So blue,
Sink.
you need to go to the loo.
It does look like that, doesn't it?
I need a drink as well. Player one, it seems like. No, I've just been.
Oh.
Oh, that's interesting.
So
Yeah. So the tutorial's not quite linked to the reality of the system.
And
it's still
my
in my
bar's just gone
controls
down.
as well.
Is it?
I'm not able to move anymore.
And if you were in the doorway at this particular point when it locked your controls, then I wouldn't be able to progress.
I think you can push me out the way.
Oh, okay. So you have to go to the toilet before the.
And this takes
tutorial.
forever. Why isn't this just one button press?
So far, it does seem like it is a lot of just waiting for things to happen at the moment.
It does. It also takes longer to have a pee than it takes to wash your clothes.
So the progress bars aren't a terribly bad thing if they're going to put all of these elements together, so we can like put stuff over there while
yes.
other stuff's going on.
Okay.
That's true, actually.
I still can't move,
Get some water from
unfortunately.
the sink in the kitchen. So player 2.
Easier said than done. I'm stuck.
You're stuck.
What about now?
No, I'm completely unable to move now.
So I think player 2 is.
Right,
If you push me to the sink,
I'm trying.
It's
Teamwork.
A new type of collaboration.
Oh no, you just go and watch TV over there.
Yeah.
I think we might have to restart.
Should we give it a restart?
And there's no way to get to the. We're gonna have to go through all of this again.
I suspect so. So let's just do a reload.
Right. Yeah. So I see what you mean. This is very much going for that sort of overcooked feel.
Yeah.
Albeit at a much slower pace. Right, there we go.
Okay, we're gonna maximise it.
Yeah, that's
Right. Okay, we'll try one more run through. So player 1, pick up the banana.
Yes.
it's in the fridge.
Put the banana in the fridge.
So one thing I would say is I'm not sure I'm a fan of the way they lock up the other player's controls while the tutorial's happening.
Yeah.
It's not immediately obvious why that's happening.
No, it really isn't. Right, you can go and help, I think.
It also means I can't constantly get in Tom's way, which is disappointing.
So what you're doing, let's talk about a few things. So in terms of the kind of the quality of the game, the presentation, those kind of elements, there doesn't appear to be any audio. And again, it'd be nice to get some audio feedback about certain things, like when stuff is happening. Like now, it'd be nice to have a rumble for the dryer or whatever.
I think there's a lot of just waiting around right now.
The graphics actually are quite consistent. I mean, they're fairly plain.
The graphics are nice, yeah.
I'm not quite sure whether this perspective is the best perspective. I'd have thought maybe slightly
Top down,
or even a more of an isometric perspective rather than looking flat.
Particularly
type thing.
when so much of the tutorial dwells sort of in that back left corner.
Yes. Yeah. But otherwise, not bad at all. The tutorial, it definitely has a tutorial. It's
does.
definitely integrated into the play.
It's quite thorough.
But it feels a little bit arduous.
Yeah, it does.
So they don't feel like they've introduced the objective to the game yet.
So I think
we have to clear up.
I think there's a number of things, right? So you can have a tutorial that just tells you up front in a block of text. Obviously, we've encouraged people not to do that. And we've had a couple of games now where the tutorial kind of handholds you through a series of steps. And that is better, but actually what you really want to do is you want to be playing the game.
I say you want to just say,
and
here
for it
is
to be teaching you through that play.
like here are the basic controls, and then here is a level that forces you to learn them.
Yes.
Like learn what these controls do.
So some sort of very basic environment.
And really, I mean, this tutorial could have been done just from. We've been. Alright, first and blah. First bar. Blah blah blah.
So again, the problem with having this very structured tutorial is you've got to be so careful that it stays in sync with the actual.
That's the thing.
What's going on.
I think I broke it by drinking before.
Yes.
Yes.
Or rather, by using the toilet out of sync.
Yeah.
Synchronized.
And this just takes forever. This is not what you want particularly in a game that feels like it should be sort of under a lot of time pressure. Like, oh no, our parents are coming home. We've got to do all of these things.
We don't actually. I know we may not be in the full game yet, but also we don't have a sense of how much time we've got left. Or
You stuck again.
I'm stuck again.
Get some more. I think this is a bug in the tutorial.
I think it's either a bug or this is just the end of the game. Because, I mean, unless the actual game unlocks on the menu when you finish the tutorial, but
Maybe
That's not a great design choice if it is the case.
Oh,
It feels like this is
Hang on,
the entire.
are you completely out of water? Is that the problem?
No,
Does it
his
say-
speed bar's still in the green, so he should be.
Bars, yeah, that's...
Can you push me to the sink again, Tom?
I don't think I can.
The sink is there.
Yeah,
right?
I know. I'm going to go around this
Oh,
way.
it does say the game outcome is determined when the timer hits 0.
See, hang on.
But we've not
But
actually got
we've
through
not
the
had a
tutorial.
timer yet.
No.
But also, I'm drinking here, and well, nothing's working for me. Maybe it's locked because that's your turn in this tutorial.
So they think that their core dynamic is collection.
No, oh, my water is going up actually.
Interesting.
Maybe we can make this game progress.
Okay. So yeah, they said collection.
So I can see why they've said that, because we are collecting things.
Yeah.
Start game. Be ready. You're playing against a clock.
Okay.
Sorry about that over there.
So now we've got the actual game.
I know.
Right. And it's unlocked it.
And you've got a clock going. Oh yeah, you can see the UI has been a bit distorted by the WebGL stuff.
T-shirt.
So
Dryer.
So you've got to put stuff in there.
we have a shared score then, it seems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're working together. Here, I'll throw the clothes over here.
Put the banana
Okay.
in the fridge.
Well, that's false. We need to just look at something else for a bit. Should we go clean up some
Okay.
food?
Yeah, you bring the food over here.
so
okay.
now it kind of
Now it feels more.
this feels
There's some
better,
There's
right?
more stuff going on at
So
once,
that's stuff
so
in the
these
fridge.
waiting times aren't so much of a problem.
So you just put the books back in the bookshelf.
There's some
Um,
trousers over there. Can you bring the
Is
trousers?
it obvious where everything goes?
Can we-
Soup.
Soup
Like, soup in the fridge? Maybe?
in the fridge, I guess.
Probably not on the bedroom floor.
Washing machine's done.
Okay.
The controls are still really slow.
Yep.
Okay. So it is interesting. As soon as they've done this, it has kind of come alive a bit.
Yeah.
This is
Um,
this is clearly their core gameplay.
It is, but I mean, the tutorial doesn't actually do that great a job of setting you up for this.
Yeah.
It teaches you the raw mechanics of the game, but it
Also,
they really should have thought about.
we've totally ignored like the whole stat bar things, and we're still more or less moving fine.
Oh, yeah.
So
Like we're almost done.
so someone ought to. Yeah, that's true. So got the turkey somewhere.
I'll,
We have a turkey
I'll,
toss.
say I'll drop the dry clothes. You can take those on your way back.
Oh, that's,
It's
there's,
nice,
there's
a
some
little bit
reading
of
material in
coordination
here.
going.
There's soup in the bathroom.
Again, I kind of think that the timer at the top there really, what it demonstrates is that just having a timer doesn't give you tension.
Yeah.
Mm.
You need
This
something,
is quite relaxed.
you need some kind of visual representation that they're coming home, some kind of movement, or some kind of audio cue, a noise that's getting faster or louder. Or
I'm not 100% convinced this is totally doable either.
Oh,
What
I
have I
think you
just
are
picked?
moving faster though.
you've got dry trousers.
So there you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Have some trousers. I'm going to get some water.
So where do
it
the
makes a
dry
difference.
trousers go?
They go in this cupboard over here.
Okay.
But right, we've still got to wash these trousers and dry them in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So maybe that was just us not prioritizing it well. But and all of these things are full. So we still got to dry all of these things. I can't seem to take them out either. So
What would you say the core dynamic is? Because it collection, again, I can see why, because I think you're going to grab stuff around the house, but that's not actually what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's almost a little bit. I'd say race, not quite race to the end because we're actually cooperating, but
In a sense, it's a puzzler, isn't it? It's a
that
coordination.
time has run out and no one's home.
Elements of survival as well, because you've got these stat bars that are ticking down, and you've
That's
got to
true.
keep them topped up. But yeah, I think it's also bugged out that this you can't take stuff out of this washing machine either.
We definitely hit quite a few bugs so far.
Alright.
So I think part of the problem here is that it's quite a confused game. It's got
Yes.
quite a lot of stuff going on. It's sort of setting itself up to be a puzzle where you have to manage your time. So it's a kind of spatial temporal reasoner, if you like. I wouldn't say you're collecting stuff because what you're doing is you're picking stuff up.
You're
as
moving
part
stuff
of that
around
puzzle.
rather than collecting it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see why they've said collection, because yeah, you've got to go around and pick these things up. But
Yes. So there's some some nice elements, but they don't necessarily seem to be pulling in the same direction.
Especially when that sort of. I think one of the chief ways in which cooperative games really do ratchet up their tension is by allowing the players to conflict with each other as well,
Yes.
accidentally. And aside from if I went and stood in this doorway and deliberately tried to block Tom, there's not a lot of ways you're actually getting in each other's way.
So they're almost what it needs sort of more overlapping activities.
So one of the things Overcooked does really well is all of the levels have some sort of gimmick that are designed to either sort of foster this sort of cooperation. So one of the levels that is sort of split totally in half, and you've only got a conveyor belt to throw stuff across to each other.
Yes. Yeah. So it feels like it needs more structure or more design in the level of interaction. But,
the other thing about Overcooked as well is they have a campaign map where you get a certain number of stars in each level, and when you have a total number of stars, you unlock new levels. So you have to actually perform to a certain quality to progress.
Yeah.
And obviously this is just a tutorial for this game, but I think it does need some kind of stakes investing in each of the levels to sort of give you a reason to go for that high score.
And like I said, I think they haven't done enough to kind of emphasise that impending time of countdown.
So something like just sort of, the music gets more dramatic as you get closer to the end.
Okay, I think we should probably move on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so our next game is called SpeedRunner. So give it a moment to come up.
Not necessarily loading speed.
So we've had a couple of these sort of like endless runner, endless racer type games.
Ooh.
This one's got some quite nice music. Sample tutorial text. Press X to do Y.
Perfect.
I'm pressing X.
Right.
There's also a 3 there that I'm not sure what that's for.
Should we give it a whirl anyway?
Let's check the settings though. I want to see if they've actually put anything in there. Oh, okay, never mind. A and D to move.
Why am I bobbling up and down quite? Space to jump, okay.
Whoa. Should we try and go
okay.
Should we try and go full screen? Is that gonna...
So you only say about that element of tension.
Yeah, this is it, right?
Yeah.
So you've got the music, you've made it to the end.
I think this is one of the first games where you actually feel fast enough.
Yes.
Oh. So what is this?
So you go that way and then fast to the right.
I was just trying to establish what the power-up does.
It can give you an advantage. I guess it slows down.
There we go. Power-ups can help you jump large gaps.
It may require you making a detour.
So that's interesting that it gives you a power-up there and then says, well, actually, here you go. Here's a power-up here. Oh,
I think you fell straight through the scenery there.
Yep, I seem to have gone through a wall.
Yep, you are falling forever and ever and ever.
The text has also gone through the wall. All right,
I think we actually restart. Okay, so a little bit of that. The kind of sort of slightly dynamic lighting effect they've got going on is kind of interesting.
It sort of obscured some of the routes that you needed to take.
Yeah,
I kind of like it.
It feels appealing to me, but it feels like it's not quite executed right.
Do any of those do anything? Do you think?
All right, let's try it on.
Let's put it on easy because
it is a working volume slider. All right, let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Oh, space to jump.
It looks a bit smoother now as well
Yes.
than before.
It does. So, I think actually what's happened is before you were playing it full screen.
Yeah.
Now you're playing it in this, and one of the problems is it's too big.
Oh no!
It feels to me like the camera needs to be further back.
Yes.
And I'm dead.
Oh no.
Oh.
Okay. Hooray!
So.
There's definitely some issues with like clipping through things.
Yes, the physics has seen better days, I think. Let's try this again. I wonder if it's because I'm dying at the start of the level. It's anyway. So the physics feels very floaty as well. It's surprisingly difficult to feel. Yeah, absolutely.
Don't feel like you've got a mass, do you?
I'm sort of just barreling down the level rather than sort of strategically making double jumps.
But I feel like for this one, that might not necessarily be a terrible thing. Oh god, yeah, this feels super jerky, and I can't space to jump.
Oh, okay.
Nope, out of the world again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should we reload it again and give it a shot?
Yeah. So this is frustrating because this feels like it could be really good. It's got that pace, it's got that tension, it's got.
Yes, we could try the Unity project. I'm wondering whether it's the problem with the WebGL build.
All right, should we give it a go?
Let's give the Unity project a go. Yeah.
Okay, so we tried to make that work in Unity, but unfortunately there seemed to be some problems. Looked like the original project was in a slightly older version of Unity, and
just some of the assets struggled to import.
Assets didn't import properly. So we're gonna carry on with the web build.
So one thing I quite like about the art style or the lighting style is that it blends seamlessly with the walls, and it sort of gives it this air of disorientation, which
Yes.
is contributes nicely to the whole feel of the whole game.
Well, that's the thing. You can sort of tell roughly which direction you're supposed to be going.
Okay.
Oh, you're just going straight through all the walls. Yeah. That's a real shame.
It is.
Oh.
See, I know what you mean about the lighting. It has an impressive visual effect, but it does make it really quite confusing.
It really does.
And I do wonder whether they should have done something a bit different with the lighting. Whether they should have differentiated between the wall and the shade. Even if the
Maybe.
wall's black and the shade is very dark grey,
Yeah.
and you've still got lots of movement, you've still got lots of energy in the scene, which I think is what they're trying to go for with that lighting effect.
So I wonder if we had a higher frame rate, whether it would have been a bit less disorienting as well.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It's hard to sort of differentiate the actual performance from the
Yes,
shader
yes,
itself.
that's true.
All right,
So
so
obviously
overall quality has potential, but isn't quite realised, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think what we're doing, obviously, at the moment we're playing this and recording as well. So we'll give it a go when we finish recording and see if it's a bit smoother.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, what about the tutorial elements of this? So we won't go very far, really. I mean, you're getting instructions.
So I think part of the problem is, because you're already under this quite crucial time pressure, you've got this big fiery wall chasing you,
Yeah.
it's quite difficult to focus on some of these tutorial elements.
Yeah, I feel like
You're
you
doing
should
better
have this
this time.
tutorial before the big fiery wall even began. Or at least slow it right down.
Oh,
Whoa.
okay, that's new.
Anti-gravity can help you climb large heights super quickly.
Oh, bloody.
Oh, wow. That's
Power downs will negatively affect your game.
Okay, so don't get the red things.
Yes. I think I'd like to have seen that before I landed on the red thing.
Oh
And this
my
is the
goodness.
thing, because of the speed with which you're moving right now.
No. Like, for example, how do I avoid that? Maybe I'm not supposed to.
I think you're not supposed to, because so they can explain what it is and what it does.
So they have used the level layout here to try and help you.
You've actually started with the anti-gravity just...
The thing is, why do I need the anti-gravity when I can jump up the walls?
That's an excellent point, but you've also...
Wow.
You managed to glitch it so that anti-gravity was on at the start of the level.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
the wrong way around.
Could we?
And
then through the floor again. At least the fire got us that time.
So really, what they've actually done a pretty decent job here, right? They've got the instructions. They're introducing the different power-ups when you need them. They're using the level to tell you. The problem is that you're under so much time pressure from that wall of fire that you haven't got any time to think about what you're being told to do.
Yeah.
And then we're coupling that with some performance issues we're having, I think,
Yes.
and also the bugs we've got, and it makes it into a really disorientating experience.
Yeah. Just out of interest, what did they say the core dynamic for this one is?
So they reckon it's a race, racing to reach the end goal before caught by lava.
Yeah, I mean, I'd agree with that.
Race to the end. Yeah.
Racing to defeat the bugs of the game.
And you know, I think all the mechanics are pulling in that direction. They're kind of there's a sort of minor puzzle element, I suppose, but mainly it's about just trying to orientate yourself in the space and get through it as quickly as possible. So that's good.
So I think I might have liked to have seen a little bit clearer tutorial elements. So I keep saying things like power downs will negatively affect your game, but I've still not actually figured out how it's doing that.
No.
Just speeds up the wall, maybe. Avoid obstacles such as
Okay.
spikes and lasers. Oh, that's kind of annoying.
So it would be nice to have said something like the laser will deactivate after.
Well, even just a Just in a super fast race to the end, you don't want to have to just stand still and wait for a laser.
No, that's a shame.
Because that's an example of a mechanic that really...
Avoid obstacles such as spikes, and they will kill on impact.
So this is an odd decision as well. So I can actually go in two different routes here. So to some extent that's quite nice, but another extent, exploration is not necessarily something you want in a race to the end.
I say you want an immediately obvious thing. It's like,
you want an immediate obvious route. It should all be about...
So having the choice is fine as long as it's an immediately obvious choice because you've got so little time to make it. So they did mention in the tutorial, sometimes you can choose between a longer route avoiding a power down and a shorter route with a power down on it. And that's fine, that's a good decision. But partly because of where the camera is, it's very difficult to make that choice, because right now it's blind guess.
It's got to be really obvious, hasn't it?
Oh, did I just die on the spikes by the exit?
So even if what they've done is they've used some sort of background colour to indicate routes that were easier or more dangerous, just using a green or a red background or something.
Times.
Yeah. So, I mean, it feels like a game with a lot of potential.
It really does.
And some really nice ideas in it.
The controls, annoyingly, it feels like one of the best controlled sort of racy platformers that we've seen today. Like, the fact that it's floaty doesn't matter, because you're just sort of hurling yourself through this level.
Yeah.
But there's just, there's so many other things that sort of just,
And there's a few odd little ones as well, like I just jumped then and couldn't see the spikes till after I, They could almost do with being a little bit clearer, like there. Those are very subtle spikes to try and...
Also, it's interesting on this level. This level, the lava seems to be a bit further behind you, as you progress a bit further. So you actually have a bit more time to figure out what you're doing and how things are going. So I think that first level, where there was a lot of up and down movement, was very difficult as a first level, and made it doubly difficult to kind of follow the tutorial and understand what's going on. I like this. I think it's got a lot of potential, but there just seems to be...
It's not been fully realised.
Yeah, just not quite there. But definitely in the right sort of direction.
I kind of do want to just beat this level before we move on, though.
That is a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are clearly playing it. I mean, actually...
If I could just stop clipping through objects, it would be...
And that's something that has to be said is actually a lot harder to achieve in a game than you think, right? A game that you actually really want to come back and play again.
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
So I'm guessing that was the last of the tutorial elements. But...
So, also, just a quick comment. It does show you how some fairly simple graphics can be quite effective.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are some rough edges here, but very effective.
Mm-hmm. That feels like it for the tutorial. I don't know if we've missed anything. Or...
I think we should probably move on at this point. But good go, I think. Right, let's move on to the next game. Okay, our next game is Puzzle Escape, I think.
It sure is.
So let's see if we can get this full screen. Hopefully that'll work. Okay, Callum, you're in the driving seat again.
Let's see if I can do better this one than the last one. Okay.
This looks like my art style.
Oh, that's nice.
Hang on, they've just written all of the controls on the wall at the start.
Okay, let's restart. Right.
Some of that's okay though. I mean, I've quite liked that in some of the games.
Yes, but
there's probably a bit too much there.
I think it could do with reminders. So as you go along, seeing pointy, try space or something like that.
I have to say, I love the style of that. The chalk on the wall is really nice.
Okay, so
there's the reminders. There you
are. Okay.
Oh, so you reversed.
Hang on. So the jump doesn't work.
And it scribbles it out.
So that's quite nice.
Well, hang on. I like that.
That's nice. Those kind of little responsive bits. That's very, very cute.
You still feel really slow.
Yeah, I feel slow in all of these games for some reason.
So it feels to me like you've just got to do a...
Okay, there's spikes off the screen there.
So off to the right-hand side, do you see that? There's like a reverser thingy. There we go.
I think I'd like to be able to see those spikes before I drop down that gap.
Yeah. That's a bit...
I hit W and... did that skip level just appear?
Yes, it did.
Am I being BM'd by the game?
Yes.
That's quite cute. And also notice that the initial controls that were appeared twice before, they've no longer appeared.
Okay, that's new.
So it's not like
That
some
looks a
sort
very tight jump.
of power up or something. Or skip level again.
I don't know if I like that or not. It's slightly infuriating in some senses. This is
That's hard.
So it's
can't double jump or anything.
I think we'll be right next to him.
no, because if you clip into it from the side as well, you,
Like that,
Oh,
the collision box is
Almost.
slightly larger than the spikes are.
That's quite frustrating. Oh, quite a bit bigger than
So-
this.
you might remember in Mario 1-1, you have a similar sort of structure where you've got to sort of jump over increasingly large things. None of those things have spikes on the top.
No,
So I can probably guess what that power up there is.
that must
Yeah.
be a double jump,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Hopefully it's a significant double jump, because if it's only a little bit...
So we can skip the level if we have to, and that's at least one way around the
So you're
around the
admitting
bugs.
It feels to me like that timing has got to be so on.
I'm not even convinced it's possible.
When you start, can you jumping
Can
from
you do like a running jump?
that looks barely doable.
Alright, should we skip this one?
So I'm left wondering if something's going on with our WebGL builds to make them slightly slower or something. Because
That does look a bit...
that's a bit tight.
Yeah, it looks like that's not possible.
Yeah. Okay, let's.
Alright, hit L. Let's...
get
well, we
level.
can
You
guess.
You can see the end of the level there.
Yeah,
So it's
alright.
introduced the double jump.
Ah, okay. This is an easier double jump level.
This is actually a better way to introduce the double jump
Yeah,
as well,
much better.
Because you can't jump without getting the double jump. You have to get the double jump. You could actually even skip that level,
Ah,
the previous
I
level,
see. So this is designed to tell me I have to get the power down,
and then you.
or I can
Because
just
otherwise you'll hit the
clip
spikes.
into the spikes. That also works. All right, let's see if I can do
So-
this without. Ooh,
So I think
I'm hitting those spikes before hitting the spikes.
I think there's a fairly basic pattern to kind of bind to these kind of hitboxes, isn't it? Which is make them slightly smaller than they visually appear.
They do seem to be
And-
getting larger on the
And
WebGL
I
build.
think there's an opposite thing going on here. That the spikes are actually bigger than they.
Yeah, there's definitely something funky going on.
You think there's some problem with scaling?
Yeah.
Maybe you need to jump over the unpower up. Maybe you need that extra... Oh no, that's going to jump you straight into the ceiling, isn't it?
Oh, yep.
Yeah, in fact, you appear to be hitting them really early. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Let's get the level again.
right. I wonder if we should look at the build before we go on to the next one.
So,
Boing.
boy,
I like that.
Now see, that's really nice.
I have to say, I really like those chalk things on the back
Oh.
there. That is very cute.
This is a nice little bit of
Please
level.
move. I'm getting dizzy.
It's a nice little bit of level
That
design.
is, yeah, bouncing between them.
So this is actually starting to get some of those very clear spatial reasoning elements in.
Yeah.
Those
You
spikes
want
seem
to go
quite
straight
cool.
through there, don't you? But you won't go.
So
Don't want to go on that.
oh,
Oh. There we
there
go.
you go.
Whey! What's
Okay.
this? Jump onto that. Okay.
Oh, it's a button.
You gotta. there you go.
Yeah, I think I'd like to have seen something, because it's not immediately obviously you meant to jump over the button, if you meant to stand the button then jump on.
I think
Well, I mean, it's the same colour as that boing thing before, right?
Yes.
So it's not noticeably different.
Hmm.
There we go. And then what does that do?
It's a nice little mechanic to add to the game, actually. They've layered the mechanics quite nicely.
Yes. Yeah. And I said the effect of. I mean, I think putting the instructions into the environment is always quite a nice way of doing it anyway. But I mean, it's really cute. Just locked. It's like, and it fits the kind of aesthetic as well. It kind of gives the thing a real sense of style to have.
And I say it's a really simple aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a box with eyes. but it fits because everything else is just sort of really boxy and simple as well, and it goes together really nicely.
And then there's really simple phrases on the walls.
And even like just the fact that the background is a gradient rather than like a flat colour.
And the updating of the background stuff.
That's really nice as well.
It's very nice. And actually really takes advantage of the fact. I mean, even that, just push.
Oh, okay. So that changes physics for everything in the game.
So you need to push it that way.
Yeah. It'd be slightly nice if I could see that.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a bit too far down, isn't it? Really?
That should do it.
Oh, that's quite... That looks like it's got to be quite precise.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm wanting to go across there then, I guess.
Okay, not too precise. There's quite a bit of wiggle room. Interesting.
Tanks this way.
They have really gone to town with sort of the special kinds of blocks and things, haven't they?
So I think you
It's a conveyor
follow
block.
it. Yeah, so tracks maybe. Yeah.
And it's shots.
It's interesting because
So there we go.
these are the sorts of elements I'd expect a game, as a full game, to start introducing towards sort of you'd play half the game, do the opening tutorial, and
And that's, so, I mean, like in a full game, maybe that's
So
what
these
this
are
would
like
be.
teleporters.
This is a really nice way to show off.
oh no!
This is.
Heck.
I mean,
Oh, I can't go back through. Oh, yeah, I can.
it's kind of a nice mechanic, but I hate puzzles like this.
So one of the things I was about to say was I think that the teleporters, making them white is a bad idea, because one of the things that's been nice so far is that everything
It's had a special colour.
has had a special colour and it made it stand out from the instructions. But actually here, using multiple colours for the teleporters would have been quite helpful, because then you'd have been able to actually see which ones went where and you'd be able to possibly navigate between them.
Because currently the only way to solve this is trial and error.
Yeah, and that is a pain.
There we go.
That is a pain.
Bad. No touch.
It's
All right.
shooting.
Let's test that theory. Yep. Don't touch it.
Also, it's shooting. Is it? Can you jump on it?
No, I just tried doing that.
Very good. So let's talk about it in general then. So in terms of the we have zoomed out here. That's interesting.
Oh, the physics feels like it's changed as well. Actually, I feel like I'm
Your
jumping.
jump's much bigger,
That's strange.
isn't it? That is an odd thing to do.
What is going on here? Where am I supposed to
I
be
think you need to
going?
be on the other side of that.
Yeah, let's restart all up.
But yeah, it's general quality. It's
So
nice.
I think it's really nice.
It's
I
got
mean,
a surprising
it
amount of
looks
features in
good.
it.
There's lots of features. There's lots going on. I think the presentation is great. I think the look and the look and feel of it is great.
I think
It seems to be fairly nice
that's-
to control. That's quite
Uh,
cute.
Okay.
I think they're well tutorialized, but I don't know if they're necessarily making the best use of them. So like that teleporter puzzle was
Yeah,
a bit
that's
disappointing.
true. And there's been some odd things like not being able to see critical bits of the.
Yeah.
So one thing they could have done with their time as well is rather than trying to.
That's three double jumps.
I meant to super jump over this, aren't I? Super jump.
Sure. I hope there's enough room for you to squeeze past.
Yeah,
Just
nice.
So.
that was quite a nice puzzle, though.
Yeah.
So that was just starting to combine some of these mechanics now, which is exactly the comment I was about to make. I was hoping they'd start to
Yes.
actually add up some of the mechanics that they've been introducing.
Yeah, we've seen some other games which have done a really nice job of bringing mechanics together to create interesting effects.
Oh, that's
It's mocking you again.
it. Really is. Oh, that's
Yeah, you
that's
push the
different
whole
this
thing.
time.
Look at that.
Okay, so you had to do that. For
That's nice. I like the way they got just the right amount of blocks to build those stairs as
Yes.
That's probably half the development time right there. I can't seem
So
to jump.
I mean, I think the quality is great. I think the tutorial is really nice as well.
Oh,
In
Even
terms of
more
the core
features.
dynamic, they've called it spatial reasoning, and again, that seems pretty
Yeah.
reasonable to me.
yeah.
But not only that, I think that it's fairly obvious that that all the mechanics do pull in that direction.
Ah, I see. So you need to flip that around. You need the blue button on the other side so you can. That's nice. Again, sort of combining those different mechanics. So not only the switch, but both switches and then the puzzle block. Yeah, that's
There
neat.
you go.
You need to flip it around again so it floats.
No. Yeah. Yeah,
There
that's
you
quite a
go.
nice combination of
Yeah.
mechanics.
That is a really
Yeah,
nice combination.
really nice.
Okay, I like that a lot.
The jumping sound is still satisfying. It's actually not infuriating like I expected.
Yeah, maybe nice if there was a little bit of background music as well.
On your platforms.
So they're very clearly starting to combine everything here into smashable puzzles, which is really nice.
Yeah, that is really nice.
What is the purple button though? That's new.
I feel like, Matty, you had a double side thing you picked up.
That's also new.
Speed boost.
What does that do?
Looks like a
Yeah,
slight
it looks
speed
like it's
boost.
slightly
Right, so
faster.
that does that. When they hit the purple thing, just
It's just a switch.
Oh.
Oh, it turns the conveyor on. I guess.
I see.
So if we'd seen the conveyor, we would have been able to guess.
Yeah.
Oh, that does something to that because the conveyor's purple. But
Okay.
So so I think the only mistake they've made, I think, is by
Oh no.
not showing you the effects. They're off. A lot of the effects are off screen.
yeah,
But actually, in terms of puzzle elements, it's really very nice.
that's interestingly balanced.
Okay, so they've got a. I see. So you can do that, and I'm guessing I can.
Still headbutt that button.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not stuck down here. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think like I said, it all pulls together. I think it's a nice.
I think it's
game.
nice. I think
We should probably
Wrap
move on
up,
at that
yeah.
point. But yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
That's our last game, isn't it?
that is our last game. Yes.
Okay. So if we can again, it's a good sign that you're still playing, despite the fact we're trying to wrap up. So
I'll stop
again,
making
it's worth saying that playability quality is really elusive. So yeah, well done. I think nice job.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, well done.